I've never seen or eaten this dish. My goodness. It smells very strange. Doesn't look like I'm nailing it. This is the weirdest thing I've cooked, I think, in a long time.
Boy, am I hungry.
My grandmother left behind her handwritten cookbooks with over 300 recipes, but she didn't leave any measurements. So today I'm going to decode one of her most bizarre recipes. The recipe is called cocktail potatoes, and it's a bizarre creation consisting of deep fried potato shells filled with grated boiled egg, cheese, Bengali mustard, and coconut milk. To be honest with you, it doesn't sound that good, but I'm going to follow the instructions to the letter to see whether this recipe belongs in my kitchen or whether it should stay in the book. My grandmother asks for a medium-sized potato, so this is what I'm using today. I've already washed it and dried it, and I'm just gonna cut it into half. I've never seen or eaten this dish. The water is boiling. Let's boil these. I'm gonna salt the boiling water, although she didn't quite say in the recipe that we should, but I think we should, so I'm gonna do it. I'm going to boil these potatoes for about 8 to 10 minutes, and I'm gonna check to see midway how they're cooking because I want to make sure that they don't get too soggy. Okay, let's take these potatoes out. It's been about 10 minutes. The center is not cooked at all, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna scoop this out, but okay, let's see what happens. I put this in the freezer for about a couple of minutes, and now they're safe to handle. So let's scoop out the centers. Okay. Oh boy, this is not cooked at all. Okay, let's microwave this. Okay, it's a bit more cooked, which is encouraging. This is working a lot better. If I were you and you were making this recipe, cook your potatoes in the microwave for about 4 to 5 minutes. I think that's pretty good. What do you think, Ross?
Yeah, it's ready.
Okay, it's ready. Okay, I've heated the oil up to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and now we're going to deep fry these shells. I don't know how long, but I'm going to cook it till they turn golden, and let's see where we go. It's not crispy by any means, but it's certainly set. Okay, so let's move on to the next stage, which is making the filling. For the filling, we need to grate a couple of things: cheese and a boiled egg. For the cheese, I'm using some low moisture mozzarella. I think that my grandmother used this processed Indian cheese called Amul cheese, which is pretty similar to mozzarella. Maybe it has a little bit of that cheddar tang, but I wanted to stay neutral for this dish because there is a lot going on already. I've eaten the mustard and the coconut combination in other Bengali dishes, but not in a loaded potato. I love everything that my grandmother cooked. I don't remember having this dish, and maybe it'll taste delicious, you know? I don't know. That's the whole point of trying these recipes. That's enough cheese. This is a hard-boiled egg. I figured if I'm going to grate this. Oh my goodness. Whoa. Are you gonna try it?
Not first. You're ready to do it, Ross.
Okay, so let's start cooking the filling. Okay, let's add some neutral oil first, just a little bit. I have some chopped up ginger and garlic, and she also asks us to add green chili, but I'm not the biggest fan of really spicy, so I'm gonna leave that out this time. I honestly don't know who's making this recipe. I'm gonna stir it till the raw smell of the garlic and ginger go away. Well, let's add in the scooped out potatoes now.
It smells raw.
It is raw. Now we add in the boiled egg. Okay, that's about half, I would say. Have about, I don't know, 2 to 3 tablespoons of coconut milk. I may not use it all because I still want this to be a thick filling, like she mentioned, to be able to stuff the potatoes with. So let's start with half of this. Okay, I think we can add it all. This smells very strange. I'm gonna start with 1 teaspoon. This is pretty pungent. So basically what I did for this mustard, and you can use some whole grain Dijon mustard if you don't want to make this at home, but I soaked the mustard seeds overnight. Then I just ground them up in my Vitamix with a little bit of fresh ginger, some water, and some distilled white vinegar.
Wow, I can really smell the dish now.
Am I supposed to add more coconut milk to this? I think I'm gonna add a little bit more coconut milk because this is very dry. She's probably looking at me from above and laughing.
Maybe you're nailing it.
Maybe I'm nailing it, yeah. Doesn't look like I'm nailing it. This is a perfect example of why blindly following a recipe is never a good idea. My grandmother cooked in a 100-year-old kitchen in India. I have no idea what equipment she used, the kind of potatoes she used, what was the heat level, were these potatoes smaller or did they cook faster? I have no idea. So it's really important to observe what's happening and then adjust as needed. Okay, it needs a lot of salt. Probably needs a little bit more mustard because I really can't taste it. Gonna add some salt. Let's add in the cheese now. I imagine you're supposed to melt the cheese into the filling. Doesn't quite explain, but all right. Okay. Let's turn this off.
Boy, am I hungry.
This is the weirdest thing I've cooked, I think, in a long time. Okay, we have the shells. They're cooled. We've made the filling. And we have our garnish of green bell pepper and tomatoes chopped up. Let's plate and taste. The texture of this is really strange. Yikes. Okay, I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Like that. I even got my forceps, tweezers. This is not gonna make it look good. I don't think this is gonna save it, but I'll try. Make it look good, Ross. It's almost 1 o'clock. I haven't had anything to eat since the morning. This is going to be the first thing I eat, so let's try it. Ross, you're going to be next. Okay, the shell is crispy. I wouldn't recommend you make this at home, and this is probably a recipe that's going to stay in the book. I love the creativity, and it's absolutely possible that my grandmother imagined something completely different. But to be honest with you, there's a good contrast in texture because we've deep fried it and the shell is crispy and the filling is soft. So now I get why we deep fried it. However, the filling, despite adding all of that pungent mustard and the ginger and garlic. It honestly tastes a bit bland. Maybe that's my mistake. All I get is a hint of mustard and some cheesiness. There's not much else going on. Pretty underwhelming.
If you had to like make it again, how would you make it better?
If I had to make this again, I would deep fry it. I would cook the potatoes for a longer period of time and scoop out the flesh and then deep fry the shell. I would cook the potato in the microwave just for ease, as well as not adding more moisture to it. For the filling, I would up the quantity of ginger and garlic and mustard, and then instead of adding the cheese into the filling, which has made it into this like paste-like consistency, I would grate it on top and then broil it for a couple of minutes just to melt the cheese. I think that would be a much better eating experience than what we're experiencing right now. Join me next time when I make another recipe from the book, and it could be a disaster like this one, or it could be delicious that I make again and again.
Nobody should eat this.